I'm going to start right out with the, let me close that so that I'm looking at the right thing, with the resume. Now, I'm not going to do the whole assignment, but I want to just show, I want to confirm the shading. So the first thing it tells you to do is use 14-point Cambria font for the title and 12-point Cambria font for everything else. The easiest way to do that is to do Control-A to select all, and then go up here and find the Cambria. Now, I've already done it, so I don't have to go search for it. I've got it right here. Otherwise, you'd have to scroll down there and find it. I'm going to make everything Cambria. Then I'm going to take the title only, and let's see, everything is 12 right now, so I'm going to make the title 14. Okay, so I've done the first step. And then it says to set the title to bold and to put a bottom border. And again, you can just do that right here. The borders are right here, and here's your bottom border. So you can just do that right there. And then you'll notice that it's shaded. Even though it's not in the instructions, it is shaded, and it's shaded blue. But the instructions tell you to shade it green. So you want to do that. You want to shade it green, some color of green. Okay. Then the next instruction is to complete a spell check. Now, the only words that are spelled wrong are these names. And when you do the spell check, you need to be sure that you don't leave those with a line under them. And there's something wrong with my word, and I don't see spell check anymore. So I'm just going to right click and tell it to ignore, and right click and tell it to ignore, because these are names, so you wouldn't change them. Now when I said ignore, then it took all of those underlines away, and that way I can tell you really did the spell check. Now it says to use heading 1 for this. Now before I do that, I want to point out that the assignment shows that this is centered. Even though it's not in the instructions, in order to make it look like the one in the assignment, you should center that. Okay? Now the next step then is to use the heading style. So I'm going to maximize my screen. And it says to use the heading 1 style for contact information. And then modify it so it's bold. Oops, let me do the whole thing. Bold. And the text is black. Then it tells you to update the heading style to match the selection, the formatting. See how the heading style looks right now? This is the way you want it to look. So I'm going to go up to heading 1 and right click and tell it to update heading 1 to match selection. And now you see this matches that. If I were to apply it somewhere else, I'd get the exact same thing. In this particular assignment, you only use heading 1 once, so that is just to show me that you know how to do it. But now you're supposed to use heading 2, and it says heading 2 should be bold, italicized, and black text. So I'm going to make it bold, italicized, and black text. Now my heading 2 isn't right, so I'm going to right click on it and update to match the selection. And now see, it looks just like that. So now every time I apply it to address, it's just like name, telephone number, email address. They're all exactly the same, and I can see that you did it because it shows it up here. Then also this is shaded, so you just use your shading just like we did before. You can either do it right here and be sure you use green, or you can do it on the Design tab and then shading here. Okay, it shows that I've done it. And also, it's not in the instructions, but if you look at the assignment, you'll see that this is centered. There are also some bullets, and that bullets are just a simple matter of selecting the text you want to have bullets on, going up here to bullets, and applying them. And I actually think I did the whole assignment. So now I'm going to talk about the sans serif, and we had quite a bit of discussion in the discussion room about that. Sans means without. So this is without any little fancy things. So you're supposed to use a serif font. Let's see if it tells us which one. Nope, change to any serif font. So I'm going to select the whole thing. And I'm going to pick a serif font that I know is serif just because it's easier for me. But if you look at the little examples, they all show you if they have, like this has serif, it has the extra little lines. I'm just going to use Times Roman because I know that that's a good one. All right, now I just lost my internet connection for the Gandhi assignment, so I can show you I did the sans serif. You're supposed to change the margins, and the margins are found under layout. And here's margins, and then you have to do an odd margin, so I'm going to go to custom margins, and I think it's 1.5. I'm not sure, so be sure you follow the assignment. And then click OK. And see how it moved it down? That did the margin for you. Then you're supposed to make this glow, and I'm going to center it. And glow is one of the font features. Oh, there it is. Came up. Finally came up. Okay, so glow is a font feature, and I'm going to maximize so we can see it. Oh, there it is. Okay, so we're going to click on the little down arrow next to this fancy A, and here's glow. And we want it to be yellow. So now that's glow. Be sure that you do that and not highlight. This is also supposed to have a double line border underneath it. So I'm going to go down to borders and shading, find the double line and tell it just the bottom. So I'm going to say none and then just put the bottom on and OK. And that gave me my border line. All right, so now let me get the instructions I'm doing. Oh, columns. Okay, so now the rest of it is supposed to be in columns. And I'm just going to select all of it, all the way down to here. And columns are under layout. Under layout, you click on the down arrow, and then you do 2 columns. And I like the little line between it, so when you click on the down arrow and go to more columns, the line between is right here. You click OK. And now you'll see there's a line between. Now, balancing columns on the last page is really important. I'm going to click at the very end of the text. On the Layout tab, I'm going to go to Breaks and do Continuous. And see how it made it just automatically become balanced. And so you don't have to guess how to do it. All right, so I'm going to go back up to the top. And this is... let's see what it says. It says to heading 1 and heading 2, glow effect. It doesn't tell you a size, so you can make this bigger. That's up to you. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger because I like a little bit bigger heading. And then I'm going to go to the styles, and I'm going to right-click on the header, heading 1, and tell it to update to match my selection. So I can see that I've done it. It's got the double underline, it's got the shading, and it's centered. Okay, the next thing then is, okay, so to do your headings for the subheadings. So I'm going to click on Pour, and I'm going to apply heading 2. But it's supposed to be yellow glow and a thick underline. So I'm going to select it. I'm going to go up here to the special A, go to glow and pick yellow. And then I'm going to go to my underlines, and I'm going to go again down to borders and shade. And then I'm going to go down to 3 and tell it none, and then tell it just the bottom and OK. And now you see it's got a nice, it's just exactly, oh, and it's supposed to be centered. So it's just exactly like the assignment. Now I'm going to right click on heading 2 and update it to match. And then I'm going to go to each one of these next headings and apply them. Okay, so you can do that. I don't have to do each one. The final thing I want to show you is the, oh, hyphenation. I need to show you hyphenation. Looks like maybe this is already hyphenated, but we'll go there anyway. It's under review. Oh, I can never find it. Layout. It's under layout. Hyphenation. And if you say automatic, it will automatically hyphenate the whole document for you. Easy peasy. Now the border. Here you have to go to design and to page border. And then we're going to actually do a page border, not a paragraph border. So we want to use this. And see here where it says art? We're going to click on the down arrow and we're going to find the stars. Any stars, I don't care which ones you use. And then it says they should be 10 points. So I'm going to change that to 10 point. And it says it's around the whole document, which is what we want. And click OK. And there you have your stars. Okay. Have fun and do something good.